here because I want to stand in front of this because it's so beautiful. So, first of all, can I say thank you to you all for the effort that you put into this. Some of you saw me come round just while you were getting the ideas together at the end of the process and working in your groups and thinking about really good ideas that you could present to everybody here today. And I think that what you've been doing is the kind of process that actually your politicians should be doing, really. It's to actually think about what the end game should be. Because if we really want to live in a sustainable society, we have to change the way we have the relationship with food. We have to grow a lot more locally. We have to completely change our relationship with black bags, and we have to look very actively at how we can recycle as much as possible. And particularly in schools, we need to be looking at ways of ensuring that there are no black bags that go out of the school at the end of the day. And of course, transport is the big one, particularly for all those of you living in rural areas. You know, to have ideas about improving transport in a way that county councils can support, that the assembly governments can support, are going to be critically important for the future. And I was really interested in the ideas that you've brought forward now. In terms of waste, I mean, there were three ideas coming forward. One about the idea of a meter in supermarkets. Thought it was a great idea, particularly because in supermarkets at the moment, many of them have recycling areas, don't they, where you can drop things off. But do you get any recognition from those supermarkets from what you recycle? You don't, do you? So there is actually, you know, why don't you go and talk to your local supermarket to see whether or not you can get them to agree locally to reward people who are actually recycling there? I think the idea of actually looking at getting, I'm not sure that the supermarkets themselves will go down the discount route, but the idea that they will start to reward what their customers do in recycling is perhaps something that could be further taken forward. I love the bin best shot. I think that probably everybody here wouldn't mind getting their hand on a ball and having a go at throwing at those bins, particularly if there was some really appalling music for those who hit the sides or don't get anywhere near. And I also love the idea of points mean prizes. Now, all of you are looking at incentives for recycling, essentially, aren't you? And what we're trying to do in Wales, and by the way, Wales is better than any other part of the UK in terms of recycling. We recycle more. We came from behind. 4 years ago, we were worse than any part of the UK. But we recycle more now than any other part of the UK. So you're talking about competitions between individual people or between schools. As far as I'm concerned, I want Wales to win the competition about recycling as much as possible. So if you can all go home and recycle that bit more, you will not only do your bit for this agenda yourselves, but you'll also help Wales.